Jesus.
You got to look up to somebody, right? And I think that's part of the, you find the one guy and you go from there. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to move on to what I like to call news and notes, because not only do we have specific things, but there's always things in the NFL going on. And today was no exception. We talked about the Bears getting a new GM, but I think one of the other important things that happened today, Sean Payton announced he was stepping away from the New Orleans Saints, but did not give a clue to exactly what he was going to be doing next. Is he retiring? Is he going to get a sweet offer from somebody and jump right into coaching again and go to another team? So let's take a moment to discuss this a little bit. We'll start with Sean, our little guest this week. Sean, what do you think about this Sean Payton news?
First and foremost, I want to shout out my guy, Brandon Davis. I feel for you, brother. Diehard Saints fan. Put up a couple posts, struggling, dealing with it. He's upset, but he understands. And, this is just, in 2 years, 1 year you lose Drew Brees, the next year you lose Sean Payton. Look, he's had almost a decade of success. He took the Saints to their only Super Bowl title. Like we all remember them as the Aints. I gotta shout this guy out. He's amazing. I'm gonna hope that this is just like a situation where he's like, let me just go to Cancun, let me just have some time.
Right.
But he still has the itch where it's like, I'll be back. Man, I just want to come back. But hey, if this is a true retirement, hey, shout out to this guy, man. He's done something that a lot of us didn't think could be done. With the Saints going to the Super Bowl and the timing and what he did for the city, him and Drew Brees, and that combination. Everybody talks about Brady and Belichick. Yeah. But Peyton and Sean Payton and Drew Brees, that combination.
It's a good one, man.
Okay.
It's a good
man.
Mr. Handy, you watched, obviously, your Falcons play the Saints twice every year. What saith you on this subject, my friend?
Sean has a team. There's his team in the National Capital Region, and they're looking for a name right now, but they'll have one. And they have a rival that is only a mere 6-hour drive from here. And it is one of the fiercest rivalries. It is one of the fiercest rivalries in NFL football. But I can honestly say that the rivalry between the Falcons and the Saints is at least in the last 15, 20 years, when they both were good together, would be just as equal as Dallas and Washington when they were both in their prime years. I'm gonna tell you, every year Saints are on the schedule. Basically ran the NFC South. Is like, nope, we got the Saints on the schedule. We got to pray our way through this one. I wish the guy much success in whatever it is he decides to do, if he does decide to retire. Because I remember the Saints pre Sean Payton, pre Drew Brees. I don't know. My personal thought is that I think that Sean touched on it, that, Drew Brees retires. And then I just don't think he felt like rebuilding after that. I think he's gotten to a point where he doesn't want to have to rebuild a team, So do I think he's done? I think he'll probably hang around the game in some capacity, but I don't know if he'll come back and coach.
Okay. Fair enough. Delilah, go ahead. Give us your opinion on this whole Sean Payton matter.
No, I feel like he kind of paid his dues, and if this really is his retirement, he's more than earned it. I have my heart is out there for Saints fans, because I was playing the Saints Go Marching In song, because it's so exciting. I'm sorry. New Orleans is a fun town, guys, y'all. If you haven't been down there, there's the whole energy of that city. Oh my God. And when they were winning, and who doesn't, even if you don't like, the team, who doesn't want to play the Saints Go Marching In, right? It just kind of draws you in. You kind of want to, just sing along. And it's just one of those things. And so basically, if this is his time, and again, I know that was after Drew Brees retired, but, both of these men put in a lot of time. They got that Super Bowl win, and won't have a nice retirement. Enjoy, Jesus. Like maybe I don't know if he'll come back later, another time,
Right.
but for right
That's
now,
true.
let him enjoy his retirement, and then if he decides to come back, it's up to him.
I'm
Nick,
with you on that.
Nick, real quick. David,
Yeah.
it's not happening. He's not coming to Dallas. Just wanted to put.
There you go. Right, David Wright getting excited, ladies and gentlemen, that a coaching change might happen. Mike McCarthy getting ousted from Dallas at some point. Is that what we're saying, David? It's okay. I'm with you on that one. That would be great for you guys. But McCarthy should go. But no, again, Sean, he could probably write his own ticket anywhere. I mean, here's a guy who's got many years in the NFL, and yet he's still a young man. He's not very old. Guy who's coached for years. He's a proven winner. He took the Saints, turned them around, and made them a respectable program. So, yeah, as far – wait, who's that? Who's talking? Who turned on their television? No, it's okay.
Facebook popped open. Sorry, guys.
No, it's all right. Yeah. Facebook, say hello, whoever that was. No, but I just think, Sean, Mr. Payton, not Sean Spencer, but Sean Payton, I hope he comes back. I'd love to see him coach again. People say, maybe he can coach the Bears. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves again. We got our GM doing the search. I'm sure they reached out to Mr. Payton, because again, that's just what you have to do. That's part of the process. But let Sean decide what he's going to do. Like you said, if he wants to take 2022 off, take a year off, then come back the next year. Hey, the man has earned it. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. But another man, to move on from that, who also is contemplating the old, let me hang him up, Mr. Tom Brady, the Kate Alverson hero of her life, Mr. TB12, went on his podcast today and spoke a little bit about this. And and by the way, Mr. Tom was talking, you kind of got the feeling that maybe he's going to wrap it up. Delilah, what do you think about this, Mr. Brady hanging it up at the age of 44, not quite 45 yet, but the age of 44.
So it's a few months short. It's a few months short. Right. So I've been saying as a joke, and I've been saying it as a joke that's up to his wife, Giselle. But when I say that, honestly, it's a partnership. When I say that, even though I was joking and stuff, it is a partnership. And that's exactly what he brought up. The man has been playing football for over 10 years, has put his body, which is when he actually brought that up, that his family is like, we're tired of seeing you get hit every day. Like, we're tired of seeing you, because he does, right? Like, he retired, we see you get, whatever. And so I have to respect someone that is like, you know what, I kind of do have to talk it over with my family. And if they tell me, no, hang it up, or if they give me another year, I think that's the most respectful thing ever, right? Because they are in a partnership. That's what marriage is. Like, so like, if he feels like, hey, I want to spend time with my family. Think about how long he's been in the league, but everybody thinks that football just happens and, they go to training, they do a little. No, football, if the real people who want to win, which obviously we know TB12 was, they train all year.
Well,
they train all year, and as we know, he was one of those guys, especially now in his 40s. When as much as you think, like, as much as you can get in shape, the energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, your energy changes. It's just facts. It's physiological. Your energy changes, and so he has done in the last few years has been in a very strict diet.
Yes.
And he has the money to be in that diet because they literally have a chef.
Well, that literally got more money than they know what to do. They can support all of us and still have.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not easy to do. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not easy to do. He literally had to give up 90% of his time with his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't there as much as he should have, and that's basically what he was saying in his podcast. Yeah. So, like, if he retires, the man has 7 Super Bowls. Like, seriously, like,
he's been to 10 of them, right? Like,
he's been to 10. He's made 10 Super Bowl appearances. He's won 7. Yeah. He's won countless division titles. Countless, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
can think of another superstar who's been to 10 championships, but it's only won 3. But whatever.
But
that's another conversation.
yeah, no. All I'm saying is that he's broken every record that you could think of as a quarterback.
Yes.
That I don't, what I'm saying, like probably almost every single one, right? Because we kept seeing every
pretty
week.
much owns almost all of them.
Every week they would say, "Oh, he broke this record, he broke that record, blah blah blah." You know what I'm saying? So, congratulations to the GOAT. Like, and I honestly don't see a problem with him hanging it up this year. And if he come back and said, like, it's a final hurrah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But all I'm saying is,
no, it's good for Tom. Sean, let me ask you this. Let's come at this from a little different direction. Let's say Brady hangs it up. TB12 says, "Okay, I'm done." What does that do for the Buccaneers, who pretty much still have their team intact? Now you lose your quarterback. What do you do there?
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. First and foremost, I would not be surprised if Sean Payton's future and Tom Brady's future kind of coincide. Because, I mean, think about this. You lose Drew Brees last year for Sean Payton. And what else happened last year? Tom Brady came into his division.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So it's one of those situations where it's kind of like, oh, now I lose my star and I got Tom. Okay. But if Tom leaves, maybe Sean's like, oh, okay, maybe we have a shot. I don't know. But hey, shout out to Kyle saying that they're going to be real rebuild mode if he's out. I personally think you mentioned it on Let's Talk Football Sunday. I personally think you're good. They've been preparing for this. You can't sit here and tell me that Tom is not in here talking to Kyle Trask or I know Blaine Gabbert is on his last year, but he, at the same time as the same credit we give to him talking to Kyle Trask, I think he also, I mean, Blaine Gabbert hasn't got any PT, but you still are in the same room with him. You're still under his tutelage. You're still getting all of that. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see. And the other part about it is that we all know that Tom Brady came with a package deal. It wasn't just Tom that came. Leonard Fournette came after him. Gronk came with him. You know what I mean? They had Evans, Godwin, these guys. You got Ndamukong Suh. You got a whole bunch of guys that said, "Oh, Tom's going over here. Oh, word? Yeah, let me go ahead and go that way." So I think when Tom goes, kind of like in Green Bay, I think some of the dominoes start to fall. Then you start thinking, okay, who else is going to go? Because Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask are not Tom Brady. Them combined are not Tom Brady. So there will be a significant drop-off.
Sure.
And there's a lot of stuff going because if Arians keeps pulling his best Bobby Knight impression,
boy, right? How about it? Huh?
Yeah, he ain't gonna be there much longer.
Coach too, right?
Yeah. I personally, Katie, I love you. I don't think Tom is going to go. That fire is not out. But I'm not joking. I love you, Katie, but I think Giselle is kind of like, I don't know if I want you here all day. I might need you to go out there and play. And at the same time, it's like Giselle's also like, well, I'm the breadwinner. So what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be a stay-at-home dad? Are you going to have another career? Like,
oh my God, I want to say reality.
He started the clothing line, right?
Yeah,
he did. Let me see that reality show, please, Lord. I will tune in. Oh my God, I will tune in. Are you kidding me?
Not the bunchins.
Brady as Mr. Dad. You know how many people would watch that?
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh, Mr. Mom. Sorry, Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom over there.
I know at least one person who would miss the episode, and she's watching us right now.
I would watch that.
Exactly.
I think that could possibly happen.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But you know what? But a lot of guys go that reality show route. It's because it's easy money, and you don't have to do much.
No, that's true.
It's easy money. You don't have to do too much. It's not scripted.
I mean, Cromartie had a reality show on the USA Network for a hot minute.
Yeah, that's true. He did, didn't he? Right. You're right. That's true.
But yeah, I'm with you, Sean. I wouldn't be surprised. And like I said, I was joking, but I kind of feel like I'm not joking.
That's true. It's no disrespect or anything, but yeah.
No, exactly. Anthony, I'm going to come to you with a little bit different. We'll get off of Tom for now. There's also, of course, another quarterback who is going to be contemplating his future in the next few months, and that's, of course, the guy who plays up north of where I'm from, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Let me get your opinion on them. What do you think is going through Aaron's mind as he loses another playoff game and his team doesn't get to the Super Bowl again?
Well, we see what happened in the off. We see what happened prior to the season kicking off. All the off-season shenanigans. It was obvious that there's something there, and he hasn't exactly come out and said what. Like nothing specific, but he's not happy in Green Bay. But he basically pulled I'm just going to sit back and let them wonder whether I'm coming back. I'm not going anywhere, and then I'm going to show up and I'm going to run a table this year, and I'm going to show everybody what I'm capable of. I think it was going to be either a flex for more money or a flex for a trade, one of the two. I think since, another disappointing end to a season with the playoff loss, I'm 99% he's gone out of Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where he will end up,
right.
But after all, I mean, you really would have to have some huge cojones frijoles in order to do and say all the things that he did preseason, middle of the season with the immunization and the big toe and all of that stuff and perform how you did in the playoffs and then say, hey, Mom, can I have my old room back? You know what I mean? That's like the equivalent of Mom out and punching you in the face and storming out the door, finding out that life sucks and then having to come back. Now so I see him being gone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Like, I just think, how can you stay there? I think you have alienated part of the fan base. I think, and even if you look at the way he played in that last game, not good at all. I mean, you can, again, it was a defensive game, whatever, but he did not play well. He missed a lot of open guys because he was too busy trying to get Devontae Adams the ball. And it just seemed like he totally just never, they never got going, and he never, I don't know, it almost seemed nonchalant. I don't want to say he didn't care because he's a competitive guy. But just even walking out of the tunnel at the end of the game, like not saying anything to anybody, just like, all right, I'm out of here. Let me go to the locker room, get my stuff off. Let me get out of here. Like, I just feel like you said, he's done in Green Bay. Wherever he ends up, we're not going to know. Maybe Denver. There's a couple of places that want quarterback. Maybe he goes to San Francisco somehow. They got Trey Lance, but they obviously aren't going to keep Jimmy G. So who knows what the hell is going to happen. There's just so many questions. But I just think, interesting enough, we got two of the greatest quarterbacks to play in that sense, probably possibly coming to the end of their careers.
Yeah.
And so we'll keep posted on that.
And you touched on the thing with the fan base. It's like, I think that a good leader,
he alienated the fans, no doubt.
Going to take the team that they love to the Super Bowl potentially. But on an individual level, I agree with you. There's probably a goodly amount of people in Green Bay that are like, my feelings wouldn't be hurt if he left.
Right, exactly. Well, enough of the quarterbacks who may not be playing anymore. Let's go to the teams that are still in the conference championships this weekend. Let's go to that. We got 49ers, Rams, and Chiefs and Bengals. Chiefs and Bengals, excuse me. I'm kind of hungry. I'm thinking about my breakfast in the morning. I'll take an everything bagel with bacon and cheese, sir.